Hey everyone, welcome to the Geek Chat. We got a great show for you. We've got a whole bunch of new number ones and a number two. So stay tuned. Let's get to it. Hey everyone, the geeks are back. The Geek Chat on the experience. I'm Beardy Rich.
I'm Little Black. Well, sort of. I guess it's still a little weird, but I'm Little Black Beardy does. And yeah, we're back after a little bit of a hiatus to celebrate Turkey Day and go see some shows and do some other stuff. But we're back, everybody. And we want to thank you for tuning in and keeping the lights on while we were gone. I'm sure you all had fantastic experiences on the experience with other shows, as they have a bunch. So I'm sure Kyle and the rest of the gang kept you all thoroughly entertained in our absence. But we are back, and to show our appreciation to you for being here today, we have not one but two giveaways, variant giveaways, 1 in 25 for you all today. And because we took a hiatus, every one of you is eligible to win. You know, we have like a 30-day a 30-day kind of window for people to, to kind of cool their heels before they win. But everyone is eligible for this. So we're going to do a random drawing at the end of the show for this one right here. And what is this, Rich?
X-Men of Apocalypse number 1 by Steve. I've always screwed his name up. Scrokey. I don't know.
It's like what is it? Where Slogus. Slogusaw. New York.
Slogusaw.
New York, yeah. Saskatchewan, New York? Is that the one?
No.
One of those ones. So yeah.
I want to say hey to Kenneth, Leonard, Paul, Jay from Hydra Asylum, and Barlord. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. We really appreciate it. Be sure to put in hashtag Geek Chat to try to win one of these.
Yes.
Hey, TJ.
So, yes. Welcome in, everybody. So this is the first one you can win. And the second one you can win is
this is a 1 in 25 by David Aja.
Yes, and this is
Hey,
Batman,
Zax. Hey, Jabroni.
Number 4.
I have a question.
Of course.
Yes.
What is hanging between Batman's feet off of the... Look, all I'm saying is that David Aja could have moved that rope a little bit and it would have looked a little bit less...
phallic?
Yeah.
Yes.
It is his Batarang.
Batarang.
What is this, Batman Damned number 1?
No, it's definitely not. Batman doesn't do that, okay? He's not that type of hero. But yeah, I saw this cover and I really liked its strikiness for its use of black and grays and whites and everything. And I thought, this is a really interesting cover. So I figured, yeah. And then like the weird ass, symbols on the side. Maybe David Aja is trying to contact aliens or whatever. I wasn't sure, so I figured, yeah, let's go. So as always,
the minimalist aspect of it.
A what?
I like the minimalistic style of it.
Yeah, and it's a DC cover. So again, we wanted to try to give 2 DC covers because 1 DC cover and 1 Marvel cover.
Yes.
Because even though we're gonna our first session, the first comic we're gonna talk about here in a minute, combines both of them. We broke up the last 2 sections into 2 parts. One is going to be DC and one is going to be heavily Marvel focused. So we figured, hey, let's feature both. And yeah, so please, everyone, if you're lurking, if you are hanging out, please put in hashtag Geek Chat into the comment section. We want to give these away because we know it. If no one wins these and we can't give them away, the comic goblin that is Rich will be taking them home to his goblin cave, and doing God knows what to them, probably auctioning them off, for children. I don't know. It's he's like Krampus every now and again when it gets to the winter time. So but yeah, so quick update about how our lives have been.
I got to get used to this. My face is
Our big faces.
Our
Yeah.
big faces. I'm not
Yeah.
a fan of big faces.
So
I like when I'm down in the corner.
yeah. So okay. So one of the reasons why we were gone was because I went to see The Monkey King, which was an opera, a world premiere opera here at San Francisco Opera House, and it was great. It was a retelling of the Journey to the West, tale of Sun Wukong, who is the Monkey King. He was a monkey who thought he was a man and defied the heavens and got too big for his britches and was humbled by the great Buddha. So fantastic opera. What I liked about it is the super titles, which are basically the captions or the subtitles for what they're singing, because everything is and everything is sung in an opera. If you don't know. And so what was great is because on the top, it had all the English that was being sung, and on the side, it had traditional Chinese, or I think it was simplified Chinese, but they had Chinese on the side. So it was great. There were 3 different people who played the Monkey King. There was the actual singer who sang, and then there was a dancer who danced around and did all of the more um, acrobatic movements for the Monkey King. And then, which is even cooler, they had a puppet of the Monkey King that would do a lot more of the I guess the more more comedic or stranger movements that were done, and there were people in all black who would do the Monkey King's movement, and it was great, really fantastic. What I really liked about it is the music was just very melodic, but it was opera tends to repeat itself a lot. And if you know anything about Journey to the West and the Buddha and Buddhists, how they do chanting, a lot of music felt like a little bit of chanting as well. So it was really great. And then the goddess of mercy and the Buddha would kind of float around, and the goddess of mercy would float around in a lotus petal that was all light lit, and she literally would just kind of like float around the stage. It was crazy. And so the Buddha was in like a white lotus, and he would kind of float around as well as they were kind of singing together, because Sun Wukong is trapped in the Buddha's palm because of his arrogance for like hundreds of years before he realized his sin. So anyway, it was fantastic. It was really, really good. So much so that that Paul actually went again standing room. And,
Oh wow.
yes. So back when Paul and I, were dating and everything, when Paul was a much younger man, he would go to the opera and he would go standing room because he's a theater nerd and everything. And so he would go to like Wagner operas and all these different operas, and he would do standing room. So that's standing for like 4 or 5, 6 hours in the back of the opera house is watching this stuff. And when I was courting him, I would be like, let me see what this man is up to. Let me see what he likes. And I would go standing room with him, and I went 3 times. And after the 3rd time, I was like, you know what?
You were like, I'm done.
Pretty much. I was like, you know what, sir? I love you, but if we got to go to an opera, you're buying.
You're sitting.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done. So, but yeah, that takes a lot of devotion, to the art to do that, and it was always fun to hear his stories, and he would come back. But this last time he did it, he was out of practice, boy. It was 2.5 hours, and he was like, "Whoo!" I was like, "Ah!" So, but yeah, it was a great time. Yeah, and then after that, it was Thanksgiving. So, Thanksgiving was great. I hope you all had a fantastic Thanksgiving. Anything new or interesting happened for you, Rich?
No, we just been home watching movies. That's it.
I know you worked for quite a while. For
Yeah.
a minute there, you did quite a stint.
I
people
did.
were on vacation. So
Yeah, beginning
good
of the
for you.
month, I worked 12 days straight. I was so glad to have that next day off, though, let me tell you.
I bet.
And
So go ahead,
behind on comics, of course.
Yeah.
Because everything has come out, it seems, in the last couple of weeks. So we basically pared down what we wanted to talk about from the last couple of weeks we haven't been on. There was a whole bunch of books, new number ones, but we narrowed it down to 6 number ones and a number 2 that will be in the next section. But up first, we have our Marvel DC crossover. Batman, Deadpool.
Yeah, so this was the second one. Real quick, just to answer some of the stuff in the comments before we do it. No, it was not a Rob Liefeld story as an opera. So puppets. It was only one puppet, and that was Sun Wukong. So there was no Opera Avenue Q. Thank God. I think that would be although an Opera Avenue Q would be awesome. I think that'd be a little too crazy for me. But yeah. Just want to answer that. And sorry you had to work for Thanksgiving, Kyle, but again, someone had to keep the lights on, and I really appreciate you for that. Barlord says spent so much money on variants for this. I did not.
I did. I got 3 of them.
I just got this one. I was like, because if you do, because it's funny, and if so, here's the thing. Again, I guess this one was published by DC. That's why Batman's is first. And
Yes.
last one was Deadpool, and that was published by Marvel. If you notice, Marvel doesn't charge more for their variants like DC does. So because you're getting the harder cardstock, the printings that were done this or the week that it came out was on that hardcover stock. So this was actually an extra $1. So I did not buy any variants, though there was a couple that I really thought were great, but I just could not. That extra $1 just so I said no. I refrained, and I only bought the main cover, which I thought was really great too. Yes, producer Kyle. Producer Kyle, were you there, sir? Uh-oh.
Nope.
Okay. So alrighty.
Nope, it's okay.
Oh yeah, me too.
I'm muted. Sorry.
Oh, I was like, the lights are still on. The internet's still on, so I guess he's okay.
Yeah. The trade-off is, remember that DC doesn't do incentives, so everything was open order. They're $1 more, but retailers don't have to jump through hoops to get them.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you for enlightening us, Kyle. I really appreciate that. Alrighty. Rich, why don't you start us off with this? Batman, Deadpool. What were your thoughts? Grant Morrison, the workhorse that is Dan Mora, and a whole bunch of other folks put this together. It's a chunky book.
So we got the first story, The Cosmic Kiss Caper. Grant Morrison did the writing. Dan Mora was the artist. Alejandro Sanchez did the coloring. Todd Klein did the lettering. And then there are 5 or 6 other stories as well. Hellblazer, Doctor Strange by James Tinney IV, Joshua Williamson, Scott Snyder, 3 writers. Hayden Sherman from Absolute Wonder Woman did the art for that story. Mike Spicer did the coloring. Frank Svetokovic did the lettering. Nightwing, Laura Kinney, Wolverine. Tom Taylor, who has written both of the characters, did the writing. Bruno Ronaldo did the art. Adriano Lucas did the coloring. Wes Abbott did the lettering. Harley Quinn and Incredible Hulk. Mariko Tamike did the writing. Amanda Connor did the art. Tamara Bonvillain was the colorist. Dave Sharp was the letterer. And lastly, Static and Ms. Marvel. G. Willow Wilson returned to Ms. Marvel to do the writing. Dennis Cowan did the penciling. Klaus Janson, of course, did the inking for Dennis Cowan. That's nothing new. And Francesco Segali did the coloring. Steve Wands did the lettering for that story. Okay, main story. I preferred this story over the one in the last book.
100% agree.
It was beautiful to look at because, like you said, Dan Mora is a freaking workhorse. And the art is never subpar. Like he could pencil 10 books and they're all going to look amazing. I don't know what he does or what mystic totem he has, but good Lord, this art was beautiful. And a lot of the little Easter eggs in it were great as well.
Yeah.
Grant Morrison brought back an actual character from the Suicide Squad. I thought that was hysterical. He put himself in the story, of course, because why not? It's Grant Morrison. I loved the whole thing about, do you know Deathstroke? Do you know Slade Wilson? And he's like, it's Wade Wilson. No, like that was cute. It was a cute little nod because, he was the character. So I liked that. It was interesting that Cassandra Nova was the villain, especially off that
Well, he created
Wolverine. Yeah, but off the Wolverine Deadpool movie, at least some people will know who she is if you're a DC fan and you don't really read the comics.
Yeah.
I liked the twisting that she did, and I loved the solution to it. And at the end, that was really nice of Mr. Batman to do, to bring back the dead wife. It was a great story, so much more entertaining than the last one.
Yeah, and I 100% agree. And it made me see, and again, for Grant Morrison is a hit or miss writer for me sometimes. When he is, doing his crazy, pseudo super science type stuff, weird stuff, he feels like he gets a bit overwrought in that writing. But when he actually, makes fun of himself and actually has fun with the book, and you can actually tell he's having fun with this, it really shines through. And I think a lot of people forget that he can do other styles of writing, and I wasn't sure what I was going to get with this book, and I have to say I thoroughly enjoyed it. I enjoyed seeing what is it, Batclaw, and then
Dark Claw from the
thank you.
Amalgamated
Yes.
Universe.
It was great
Freaking
seeing him.
Awesome.
It was great seeing the dead bat, put in, and then having it be self-aware was really kind of fun. Even him making fun of himself was hilarious. And then the wraparound story with Eternity, having a booty call with DC's universe was just fantastic. And then her basically writing a rating on her phone, and I'm thinking, who is she texting, and what is their service like, when universes are texting each other, and Eternity was like, we're not done yet. So I don't know, it was just kind of, it was just funny, and I liked, I don't know, just something about it was just really kind of hilarious. And even the self-awareness was done as a joke, and I think all the jokes landed. It just was fun, and I really hope that if DC and Marvel continues with this, I think they are, of course, although I don't know, I would love to see and I don't think they give sales numbers for stuff anymore, or as detailed as they have in the past, but I would love to see what the sales figure for this one was compared to the last one, because everywhere in my area, in the East Bay, where I am, like in the, Contra Costa County or whatever, all the comic books sold out in my area except for one little one that's up in like Vallejo. They had the first one. This one, though, did not sell out. So I wonder, where people didn't really think that it was going to be as good, or what. So I was just curious. It seems like Kyle has something to add to that. I would love to hear your thoughts, Kyle.
Well, I can't talk in too great of specifics because the numbers aren't out yet. Mm-hmm. But there is a measurement that has been done on this particular series. Mm-hmm. The Marvel one did sell out and sold significantly better than this one. But the percentage is what you would expect for Marvel versus DC in, say, the last 5 years, before Absolute came out.
Okay.
If you talked about Marvel outselling DC by 20% before Absolute happened, that's what happened in the first issue compared to this one.
Okay.
That's too bad.
The numbers are
I actually like the backup stories in this better as well.
So thank you. That was the next thing I was going to say, is the backup stories. I don't know. It just seems like this is the book they should have led with. I don't know. But I thought the backup stories were fantastic. The backup story that I really liked and I really wanted more was I guess you can probably guess it. It was the Doctor Strange Constantine one. That one just felt good. reading the two of them together, and Constantine kind of like taking the Eye of Agamotto and then using it, and Doctor Strange having to come and be like, okay, now, you're a charlatan, but let's not play. And I don't know. It was just weird. It was just weird because it felt great and it felt good for them together. But the fact that it took 3 writers was like, okay, guys, like, what were you doing? Were you guys at like a Thanksgiving party or something? And you all just like pitched this 8-page story? Because it should have taken you like 3 people to write this. But I liked it. I thought it was great. I thought the voices of the 2 characters were great. And later, we're going to be talking about the new Doctor Strange #1. And I had a problem with that book. And the problem, we'll talk about it when we get to it. But it's the problem in the difference of views about how Doctor Strange should be portrayed. I thought this version of him was a lot more, in my opinion, closer to his character and closer to how I perceive or how I believe Doctor Strange should be. So yeah, I thought that one was great. So that would be my pick of the best backup story out of all of them. What would be yours?
My pick was actually, who was it? Someone in the comments brought it up. TJ. I actually really enjoyed the Nightwing Wolverine story. And anytime Honey Badger and Jonathan are there, it's just a plus. And I liked that one because Tom Taylor really understands both characters.
Yes.
And the way the voices, like you talk about voices, about Doctor Strange in the 2 books. The voices for Nightwing and Wolverine were how they both are in my head. Like, because they're both Nepo children, kind of. They talk about that. They both come at different places than most other heroes.
Yeah.
Because they both have big dads, basically. And I also thought the art in that was amazing. The way who was it? Redondo drew Killer Croc, or the way they used of shadows for certain angles when they're fighting. I liked that story. The story that I felt was lacking was the static Ms. Marvel.
Yeah.
I felt like there's missing 4 or 5 pages. It just it ends. They flirt and it ends. And I'm like, where's the rest of the story? Like, you didn't tell a complete story. Even for 8 pages, wasn't a complete story. Whereas the Harley Quinn Incredible Hulk was just cute. Like, it was just Amanda Connor.
Yeah.
I wish we reviewed the whole Harley Quinn Elvira, but I wish Amanda was drawing the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because this was fun. Like, fun.
And I think the problem with that is dude, honestly, I think it would be considered a step back if she was to do more Harley Quinn stuff. I don't know. I mean, work is work, but they did such a great run before having her go back to that. I don't think, but it's great to see these glimpses of her doing work with Harley again. But yeah, I honestly have to say, with the Nightwing and Wolverine story, I do believe that you were absolutely correct. That story, because Taylor, like you said, worked with both of them and he understands the characters, he was able to mine for some really good like commonalities and talking points between the two of them. Because if you notice, Tom Taylor, he likes to have his characters kind of like examine their lives and talk about stuff, but the way he does it doesn't feel boring. And he peppers in that action really, really well. The one thing though is I do not like her costume. I'm sorry. I just do not like her costume. That was the one thing that every time I saw her in that damn costume, I was like, yeah, that's that. I really wish that costume, either maybe it was just how it was drawn this one time, but it just, I don't know. That was the one thing that costume was glaringly bad for me. I don't know, just something about it. But
I also thought Nightwing's dog was small. I don't know. I thought Haley was like this size. No, smaller. And then all of a sudden it's this giant dog. And I'm like, okay, maybe I don't read Nightwing. Maybe it grew big. I don't know.
Maybe
I
it
thought
was
it was a small dog. So let's really, before we go, let's get to these comments because I want to say Barlord says, I wonder if Bendis is next. I don't know. Who would he write? Who would Bendis write? Daredevil and DC character?
Knowing him, he'd probably write Alias and The Question.
Oh, that would be a good one.
It seems like those two would be in his wheelhouse, and it'd be some weird kind of detective thing, or he'd go like maybe it's The Question and The Huntress and Alias and Luke Cage. And they go on a date night. I don't know, or an investigation happens and they have to do stuff. I don't know. But if they do this again, though, they have to. I think it would have to be another really big. Hey, Space Case. They'd have to have another big lead-in story. So it'd have to be like Superman, Spider-Man, or Superman, Captain America, or something, because they seem to be bringing two people together, and I think they would have to have two not bigger, but two big heavy hitters. So I'm thinking something like a Spider-Man Superman as the front story and then more backup stories. I think they would do it like this again instead of actually giving us a full 6-issue run or 4-issue run where they have like, we're going to pair up these characters and they're going to go on a multiversal kind of conversation or adventure. But if they're going to do it like this, I would think that Bendis would do a backup story and they would have someone else do
the main.
Would do the main and have it be Superman, Spider-Man. I think that'd be I think that would be easy money for them to do that. And I think it would be really kind of fun to see, Superman in New York and Spider-Man in Metropolis and see how they, and actually it would really be fun. And hey, like writers, if you're listening or Kyle, if you know someone, I'd love to do a story in which it's like, it's so weird in which it maybe it's something as silly as, back in the day when Peter Parker was a photographer and, he has to team up with Clark Kent to go cover a story on like Kandak or something. I don't know. And so Peter Parker has to be his Jimmy
Olsen.
His Jimmy Olsen. And so they keep having to like, because they don't know each other's secret identities. So they keep having to be like, oh, I got to go, Clark. I'll be right back. And so that he has to go, and then Spider-Man, and they kind of like, they keep kind of like leaving each other as they're becoming their superhero alter egos, and they keep doing. I think something like that would be kind of fun. But yes, TJ, I think it'd be really fun if Jessica Jones, Renee Montoya Question, that could probably write, Rock 2, like Girls Night Out. I think that'd be kind of fun. Leonard Peck says Namor and Black Adam would be wild.
That would be. Leonard also says Mora reminds him of a cross between Tony, Daniel, and Jim Lee, and I can totally see that.
Yeah.
Yes.
The only difference is I think it's his lines are a little bit more lighter, and maybe that's because of how Scott Williams inks Jim Lee. But other than that, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
But okay, everybody, thank you so much for commenting and joining us tonight. We're going to take a quick break, and when we get back, we're going to talk about those 2 comics we're giving away. Yes, 2 comics we're giving away. But then we're going to move into our first talk, and that's going to be DC. So please stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
Boring old Tuesday.
Kick it!
Hey, let's get to it.
Henri Copen scours collections and comic shops to bring you the biggest deals on beautiful comics.
I'm very eager to sell these books.
Plus, he smashes those other boring sales shows. Henri's got fire, excitement, personality, key books, Momo books.
Pixie! Momo books for ya.
A cute dog. Weird accents.
69, bro!
A wheel of skid bark?
We do wheel spins at the end of every show.
You'll laugh, you'll cry, you'll score huge bargains.
That is Haktua magic right there, all right?
Kicking it with Henri. Tuesday nights, part of the experience.
Whoa. Whoa. Did you miss it? Yeah, they can go by pretty fast. Let's slow down the footage.
Welcome. It's time to skim some comics. Miles Morales Spider-Man, I will just tell you that Miles is very important in his role as a vampire. So
it's fine. If you like Hercules, read it. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. It's fine.
The art is still stunning. There's a panel, little spoiler, there's a panel in this where Chitauri first hits Lion-O, and he is the best "did she really just hit me" face I've ever seen put in a comic book.
Wow, live reviews of new comic books so you can be ready for New Comic Book Day. What is this? Oh, I see. It's Minute to Skim It. Part of the experience.
According to a statistic that I just made up, people spend 4 hours a day changing the television channel. People who watch The Experience don't do that. Save yourself a ton of time by tuning into The Experience and enjoying our new original programming 7 days a week. And then tell your friends. Think about the money they could save on batteries in the remote alone just by tuning into The Experience. Find out more by scanning the QR code below.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Geek Chat on the Experience. I am Beardy Rich. Good Lord, that's huge.
Yes, and I am full black Beardy Dez. Welcome in Steve. Welcome in everybody else who joined during the break. Yes, I believe Black Cat and Catwoman competing for a score would be great.
I would read that.
Just to have Batman and Spider-Man beat him up or stop him, that'd be kind of great. Or just have them have Spider-Man meet Catwoman and Batman meet Felicia Harding, and they're kind of like, do I know you? That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, that would be really kind of fun. I definitely there's so many different combinations they could do with a crossover that I think it's just right for stories. And Marvel and DC would be stupid for not continuing this. I would love for them to do one every 6 months. As long as they keep it fresh and it's interesting. Let's go. So, alrighty, folks, we are giving away two comics, variant comics this evening. Mostly just to say thank you. Those are Thanksgiving thanks for all of you who have stayed around and have listened to us, us two geeks talk about comics and being a part of the community. We want to say thank you. And, also to say, sorry we missed you. But the first one is X-Men of the Apocalypse #1 by Rich.
Steve someone.
Yes, Steve Scooch.
Scooch.
Steve Scooch. I hope you're not listening, Steve. If you are, please comment in the comment section how to pronounce your last name. We'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you. But yes, all you have to do is put in #Geek Chat in the Woo the Wop, and that's the comment section for those who don't speak Desmond. And you can possibly win this one. But if you don't win this one, never fear. We're also giving away this one, which is Kyle. There you go. Batman #4 by.
This one's easy. David Aja.
Yes, David Aya. It's Aya, by the way.
Aya?
No, it's Aja. Let's mess with you now. This is Batman #4. It's 1 in 25, and we're giving it away as it's not. That's not how you say his last name. We're giving this one away as well. Again, 2 chances to win. All you have to do is put one. #Geek Chat in the Whoop Wop, and you could be put in a drawing for a chance to win. Again, just to say thank you. And we do this every episode. We give away a variant comic, and this week we want to give away 2 just to say thank you. So, alrighty. So we have a question from Tima, who says, "How do you feel about the new Age of Apocalypse, and how can you compare the new event with the old one? Well, I'll give you a quick answer. The old one was fantastic. It was really great. It was groundbreaking. It was groundbreaking in the sense that it really changed up the status quo, and that, you know, really kind of like taking away all the comic books and then re-releasing them and putting out those new comics was fantastic. It felt great. It felt new. It felt refreshing. This new one, one word: rehash. Is that good or bad? No, it's just not as good as the other one. And I think for me personally, I think that this felt really kind of rushed. And they really could have thought it out and made it a little bit more dynamic. If you listen to any of our or watched any of our other shows, we reviewed a ton of the secondary or ancillary series. Some of them were great, some of them were bad, but the biggest consensus that Rich and I came to was that some of these are good in spite of the much larger event
story. Yeah.
So,
and I actually love Sadie. Oh wait, Sharday.
Sadie. Oh my god.
Sadie.
Yeah.
All right, next up.
All right, next up, we are going to be talking about DCKO. I'm so happy I put them in the right order because you're supposed to read DC. You're supposed to read this one before you read the other ones we're going to talk about. I didn't know that, and I read them in the wrong order. So some of it was kind of like, maybe I should read the different one.
All right.
Don't worry, Des. I would have fixed it for you.
I appreciate
I made the same mistake this week.
I appreciate you, Kyle. Thank you.
So it is Scott Snyder did the writing. Joshua Williamson did the writing for the interlude. Javi Fernandez did the art for the main story. Zermanico did the artist for the interlude. Alejandro Sanchez did the coloring. Hassan Atzmain El Hau did the lettering. And Marquis, oh no, he's just an editor. We don't care. Okay, and there was a whole bunch of variants as well. I'm going to say two things. A, the story is amazing, and B, I'm going to stand by my critique of the number one. This is the wrong artist for this event. Event needed a bigger artist, a more dynamic artist, an artist that you can tell what happens in the panels.
Dan Mora can't do everything, sir.
Huh?
Dan Mora can't do everything, sir.
Well, he should have. He should have, damn it. All right. All right. So what did you think of this number two?
I liked it in the fact that we got more of how it. So I wasn't sure how it's going to be. I think the bracket system, putting it at the beginning, kind of was a disservice to people because this issue wasn't really about the bracket system. It was an all-out brawl to see who was going to get these specific items, in specific items that were in like this graveyard that of fallen enemies that Darkseid had fell throughout history. So this is all magical items, scientific items, all these different things that would give you quote unquote the edge in a fighter or something else. And so it was like an all-out brawl of what happened. So even though the bracket system was referred to, basically it wasn't referred to, but you got to see certain people square up. It was much more of a free-for-all. And that was different than what I was expecting. And it was only the first round. I didn't realize it was going to be different. Well, I knew it was going to be rounds because of the bracket system, but again, I wasn't sure how it was going to. So basically, it was good to get the rules of the I guess the rules of the game or the contest was good. I liked seeing the interactions. I liked seeing who got tossed and who, was triumphant. I didn't think there was anything that was egregious between the fights. I thought it was like when they were looking for the Adam's belt and then Joker got it and started eating people. I was like, okay, that's great. Like I wasn't so stuff like that, and then like Etrigan and Wonder Woman fighting. I thought that was great. Superman fighting and then getting his hand chopped off was kind of interesting. So like him fighting against Lex Luthor, was really it was really good, you know, and having Superman's inner dialogue about as long as evil doesn't win, he's okay with anyone else winning, even if it's not him, just as long as evil doesn't win. I thought that was really cool because you kind of get a little bit of narration from Superman. And in that, I really wished it wasn't like that. I wish they had focused a little bit more on other people, just because there's so many people running around. But they had to pick someone to be the focal point for people to kind of like connect with. But overall, having it be just pretty much a giant, like, you know, whoop ass battle was really fun. I really enjoyed it. It was a page turner for me. In spite of the artwork, I do believe you're correct. There was a bunch of splash pages. I think that was just because they needed to show a lot of action in a short amount of time, because you only have so many pages within an issue. So they had to do a lot of splash pages, which is fine. You know, I thought that really added to the kind of, like, you know, crazy freneticness that was happening in the books, but in the book. But I really wish, I guess, I don't know if I really wish this, but I kind of do. I wish some of the battles were a little bit more drawn out.
Well, that's what the individuals are going to be.
Exactly, but we only get those 16 individuals to be drawn out. Like, there are certain other fights I would have liked to have seen get more drawn out, but of course you got to move the story along. We can't just kind of like stay on, you know, 2 or 3 people that you think would be interesting in a battle. We just can't do that. I thought the wraparound story at the beginning and all that was kind of like, you know, it seemed like it was a space filler, and we didn't really need that, because there's kind of already been established like Clark and Bruce's personalities. So having them play a game about that, or, you know, didn't really seem like it really moved the plot along on that much. So I didn't think we really needed it. The other thing with Booster Gold being corrupted by Darkseid, I was like, okay, you know, I was surprised by it only because, I guess being surprised by it. Sorry, I wasn't surprised by it, but it was kind of cool that it happened. Now we get to see, you know, what's Booster Gold going to do, you know, and as he is now an emissary of Darkseid, and Darkseid is going to be going into the fight now. And seeing how that transpires, I think would be great, because you don't spend so much time in the Abyss and not be changed by it. So for him being an avatar of Darkseid, I thought was really kind of cool. So I like it. I like the book. I thought it was fun. This whole event so far has been fun, you know, just like the last one. So I'm here for it. What are your thoughts?
Same. I really am enjoying this story. It was bombastic when it needed to be, with big things happening. I loved it when Joker was inside Barda's head. You know, there was some good battles, but like you, I can't wait to read all these individual stories to see how, like, we kind of know they've already had to solicit for what was it, January, so we kind of already know some of the who wins, but I kind of don't care about that. Because it's the getting there and seeing how they're going to get there. And I have to agree with Timao. Is that how you say? Because, yeah, it is structurally different. It isn't this whole kind of brackets and the idea of A versus B is kind of new to DC. I mean, we've had kind of challenge books before, but nothing to this extent.
Agreed.
And the other comment, I think, goes to the book we're going to review after, because it is really cool that they can use other skins in their battles. And we will get into that when we review Superman versus Captain Atom. But as for DCKO, I'm loving it. I'm glad that they're breaking it out and giving us space for these single battles. And I gotta say, this doesn't feel like a cash grab, unlike when Marvel puts out their annuals that are supposed to be self-contained but go to a normal story. And instead of pushing issues 1 through 6, it's character A number one, character B number one.
Agreed.
I'm enjoying the way KO is doing it, because if I don't want to read a battle, I won't read that. I don't have to buy that. But unfortunately, I'm actually looking forward to all these battle books.
Yeah.
So I think they got something. So let us move on. Oh, did you see TJ about Superman being the multiversal constant of hope?
Yeah.
That brings up a really good idea. So I just want to throw it out there and ask you, Des, will you be happy if Superman ends up as the winner of this and it's him with the Omega power versus Darkseid? Is that going to be satisfying?
He won't win.
So you're saying no?
No, he won't win. Because
I don't want Batman to win either.
No, he's not going to win because he already corrupted himself with the essence of Darkseid.
Okay.
So I don't think he's going to win. I think someone else is going to win.
I hope. And Barlord, it would be predictable. And that's my whole thing is are we going to get some wacky, like, Harley Quinn wins? Like, I'm very excited to see how this all turns out.
God, I hope not.
I know, right? So let's get to the next one. It was DC KO tie-in, Superman number 32.
Not that one.
Oh, nope, that's next.
That's that one.
That one. So this is
that power armor.
Writer was Joshua Williamson. Artist was Eddie Barrows and Ibar Ferreira. Colorist was Alejandro Sanchez, and the letter was Ariana Maher. And that cover was done by guess who? Dan Mora. Go figure. This took two artists. Interesting that it took two artists. Neither artist was spectacularly amazing. The dog is driving me nuts right now. And now she just ran into my light. Please hold. Okay.
What?
She is driving me nuts. Coog left the room and she woke up from her nap. So all she's doing is going to the door, sniffing the door, coming back, going to the door, sniffing the door, coming back. It's very just kind
Bring the dog on camera.
No, she hates it. No, she doesn't like being touched.
No.
All right. So for me, the art was a distraction in this, kind of. It wasn't.
I like the art.
It wasn't the strongest art.
I like the art.
It looked a little rushed. But the story was basically how the villains got in KO.
Yeah, and I liked that. I liked the art for that. Like,
I gotta put you on mute. Go ahead, keep talking.
I like the way the art was with all of the whole Injustice gang or the Injustice League. I liked that portion. I thought that portion was great, and how they worked in, and it's all these kind of like, ancillary stories that you can read, and it's kind of like, oh, cool, this is how that happened, this is how this happened, this is how that happened. So it gives that much more meat puts more meat on your plate if you want it. And I love that. It's not forcing it down your throat if you do not want it.
Right.
I really liked that. And then the second story, when they went into with the Superman robot and Superwoman and Superboy Prime, who I love. I don't know. I at first I was kind of like, but I'm really kind of liking his kind of redemption era. I'm kind of here for it, especially against the Darkseid Legion, and seeing more of the Darkseid Legion. Just like even though their designs are a little samey, their outfits are a little samey, and I'm not surprised because, I don't think Darkseid would want individuality. He would want conformity, so that's probably why they all look the same. But seeing, Starfire, and that's I forgot his name. Sorry,
Wildfire.
Yeah, Wildfire and Timberwolf and all of them. Just it felt good, fighting them. And then I don't know, just this book, even though it was a tie-in in itself, and I think it's because Williamson is one of the architects of what's going on. He was able to really, write it into the book and write it into the much larger narrative and make it feel that it wasn't just kind of like crammed in, And I think that's what I liked about it. So, yeah.
My biggest complaint is, and we've been reading comics for so long, this is nothing new to us, the cover has zero to do with the inside of the book.
I wasn't expecting it to.
Well, this is the thing. If you're going into this after reading 2 and you know that you want to see Superman against Lex, this never happens. I just think it was the wrong cover. It would have got me to buy it, and then I would have been like, well, frick.
Okay.
This didn't happen.
Okay. I can understand what you're saying. So you were hoping that they would have expanded upon the fight that they had in DC KO2.
Anything, because that's what the cover tells me is going to happen.
Yeah.
So I would have preferred Superwoman and Prime on the cover against a Legionnaire.
Yeah, that would have made more sense, because then you would have gotten a little bit more, or if you had like a group shot of the Injustice gang, preparing, for war or something.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
This is the only thing, because I actually opened it up and thinking I was going to see at least this, and I didn't. But
yeah,
I enjoyed this a lot. I am looking forward to. It's interesting. I don't read any of the Superman books really, so I was unaware that Lois. Like, I knew she was Superwoman in the beginning of the whole thing, but I didn't know she lost her powers, and I didn't know they're coming back. It's just it's a weird plot thread that I was like, oh, okay, I'll just go with it, because that's what you do.
It's in the background.
Go with it. Yeah.
I love that green armor though. His armor is amazing. The butt's a little weird, but his armor is fantastic.
I thought it was interesting that they got armor big enough for King Shark. Like, what's up with that?
Say it again.
I thought it was interesting that he had armor big enough to fit King Shark.
King Shark, yeah. I don't get it either, but whatever.
I just thought it was interesting. All right, so next up
is our Superman versus Captain Atom. So this one surprised me.
This was book 1, round 1, basically, of the fights that are coming.
Yeah, this one surprised me.
Good, bad.
Good. It surprised me good. I liked it. I liked the artwork. I liked the story. And the reason why I liked the story, aside from them fighting, the story made sense. And I liked, we talked about it earlier. I think it was Tima spoke about earlier how they were able to use variations throughout time of themselves to use. And I thought that was really great, because sometimes people, you don't know where in the continuity it fits. And I loved that it showed that in this combat, all of continuity is fluid, and they all have access to it. I was very surprised by that in a really kind of like cool way. And I thought that was a great way to incorporate, the skins that you could use as you would in like Fortnite or other video games, in which, I'm gonna, select. And I thought it was just gonna be like one round and it was KO, but it was actually best 2 out of 3. And I thought that was fantastic. So the first one, Superman, wins, and we get Captain Atom. We get a little bit of history about Captain Atom. Oh, sorry, you wanted to read the credits. I apologize.
Yeah, no, let me just get this out of the way. Yeah. Once again, Joshua Williamson was the writer. Sean Isaacs did the art. Trish Mulvihill did pages 1 through 16 and 20 through 26. And Hi-Fi did 17, 18, 19, 27 through 30 for the coloring. Dave Sharp did the lettering. And that cover was Jorge Corona and Sarah Stern did that. And then there were a whole bunch, including a Sanford Green cover for variants. I got the main. I just give me the main. I just need the main. So continue. So you were talking about the skins.
Well, just the first way, and how we got a little backstory about Captain Atom, and how we had like different moralities about what was going to happen, where Captain Atom is coming at it from a military perspective of like, I have to win in order to protect people. And he's like, I want to protect people you know, and if I win, great. And so there was this difference of opinions that they were talking out that I thought was really cool. I thought it was interesting how Captain Atom used his powers to defeat Superman at the beginning by sucking all the radiation out of his cells. I thought that was really kind of cool. And then they did the whole second thing where they were using their powers, and I was like, what the hell? So we had Superman from you know, in the future, we had the gold Superman, and then we had, what was it? Not Monarch.
Monarch.
It was Monarch. I thought it was Extent, or was it Monarch? It was Monarch.
Monarch.
It was Monarch. Sorry, Extent was Hal Hank Hall. And I thought that was really kind of cool how they were fighting, and I don't know, it was fun seeing them have callbacks to their history and their futures, and using the most powerful aspects of themselves. And then I don't know, just the whole story, even though it was interesting and the fight was fun, this is what I would have expected. You know, it's a one and done, you're in, you're out, and it was just a fun read. You know, it didn't really, what am I gonna say? It didn't really wasn't really super crazy in anything that happened. It was just a fun, interesting read about how they fought each other. And I'm trying to explain it in a way that's just kind of like, it was just one of those things that you read for entertainment, and it was entertaining. You know, sometimes I feel we read comics out of a sense of loyalty, or a sense of you know, whether we love the character, or we love the writer, or we love the you know, whatever's going on. You know, it's that sense of almost like duty. I said duty. Or for a show like we have here. But this one, I actually was turning the pages, and I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, the ideas that were introduced in this were fun, and they were interesting, and it was just refreshing. And again, I hate to, you know, beat a dead horse or a Marvel horse, but it's just this is how you do something interesting that's kind of current, but still pays homage to what came before. I don't know. I just had fun with the story, and you know, I just had fun, and it didn't stay too long. One issue, and then we're done. It was done. Not a 3-issue thing or anything like that. They were able to wrap it up, and it made sense. Like, there wasn't a lot of fan service in this. You know, I guess the fan service was them, you know, scrolling through their different eras.
Oh my God, that was so cool.
You know, but at the same time, it made sense. Like, it made sense that they would do this. It made sense that this is what happened. It made sense that they would be saying these things, you know.
So your whole thing about reading because it's something we know. That's how I feel about the X-Men right now. Like, I'm reading them because I've read them for many, many decades.
Yeah.
Like, I feel a part of that world, but it just seems every issue that comes out, I don't want to be in this world.
Yeah, you kind of sigh.
And then I don't want to quit it, but I might. And then you have, like you said, this story comes up, and I was like, this is fun. Like you said, every page. So I've always been a Captain Atom fan. I've been a Captain Atom fan for very, very long time. And earlier this year, remember, they did the whole thing with the Atoms, and Captain Atom was not being able to control his power because of things that Amanda Waller did. Like, I loved that as well. This Captain Atom, though, he was not like the one from that miniseries.
No.
Here, he was the old Captain Atom. Like, he really, really, like you said, came from the war background. Like, look, I need to win. I'm going to be the one to win this. You're just ticked because, you know, I took your cousin out, but I did it because it needed to be done. So I liked that, you know, Superman is the Boy Scout who wants to do it for the right. And Captain Atom was I'm going to do it because I know I can do it. And I was not used to Captain Atom using his powers that way.
Yeah.
And it's a new twist to the character that I was like, well, it kind of makes sense to the character to be able to absorb. It's kind of like Captain Marvel, who never uses any of her actual powers anymore. She flies and punches things. Like
Yep.
they forgot who the character was. And I feel like Williamson, okay, you know what? You already write a dozen books. Can you write a Captain Atom book for me now? Like, give me like 9 issues. Just give me something with the imagination that you used in this with Major Force, because I love Major Force. You know, I miss those kinds of books. And I really feel like DC right now is establishing, look, we're different than our competition. We're giving you something fresh and new and exciting and really no gloves, because we can put these characters back into place, because this doesn't take place right now or in a time. And I you know, next week, guys, we're going to be reviewing 2 more fights, and those are what I'm excited to read. I like, you know, we don't get our Lunar, unfortunately, until Mondays now, so I won't be able to read these until Monday. But I can't wait. Oh, I know. I can't wait to read them.
Yep.
And on that note, do you have anything more to add?
Nope.
So our DC is done. We're going to be moving into some Marvel after the break, but stay tuned. We have more on the Geek Chat.
Hey, did you know that you're invited to an art gala? No, I mean the fun kind. It's SketchUp with Mog and Mel.
Welcome back, everyone. Thanks again for joining us.
Featured guests talk about their new projects.
So it takes place in this fantasy world where the world has kind of lost its stories.
And life as an artist.
The hope was that you could make some amount of money when you exited art school.
While the ever-changing artist panel draws new works live in front of your eyes.
Oh, I like that. Working on the shadow.
Sexy. Sex, dude.
You still got a little bit of time.
Ooh, Phil, that's dope, dude.
SketchUp with Mog and Mel. Thursday nights. Part of the experience. Sure, comic books are beautiful, but underneath, there's something more authentic and exciting. The original art. See the pencils, the lines, the shading, as if you were there in the studio watching the artist work. Getting a peek at comics' backstage is easy with the original art experience.
All right, Friday night, guys. Thank you for being here. To be doing anything, the fact that you're here means the world to me.
Nick's pieces are always value priced with your budget in mind, for the beginning collector to the veteran.
And this is gorgeous. You got Aquaman and Mira.
Join the original art experience with Nick and our friendly crew of regulars, even if it's just to enjoy the art. Fridays at 7. It's all part of the experience.
Hey everyone, thank you for joining us. You are watching the Geek Chat on the Experience. I am Beardy Rich.
I am full Beardy Des.
And we just want to say thank you for everyone for joining us tonight. We know you can do lots of things and you chose to watch us, and we really do appreciate it. We appreciate it so much. We're giving you 2 variants tonight. We have this X-Men of Apocalypse #1 by Steve Scrose. We'll go with maybe. And this is the X-Men of Apocalypse that Marvel should have invested in, and not the Revelation crap that we're getting. Though #1 was actually a lot of fun, and I've always loved X-Man. Like Nate's amazing. I would wish, you know, his solo book, which was penciled by Steve, was so much fun. Because it involved this brand new character, fresh to the 616, and seeing these characters that were in his world that are either dead or different. So, I don't know, got some good memories going there of the X-Man. And then when he became a shaman, I was like, oh my God, this is cool. I always wanted to get the X tattoo. I wonder if he still has it.
Start looking like Coog.
And the second variant that we are giving away tonight is this 1 in 25 Batman #4 by David Aja.
Yep. So
how can they get it?
They can put hashtag Geek Chat in the chat, hashtag Geek Chat in the chat, in the comment section down below, whether you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, or
Instagram.
Instagram, wherever you're watching. You can definitely put it in there, and you will be entered to win. We want to give this away because if we do not, it gets.
I get it.
Yeah, Rich gets it.
I get it.
In his clammy little hands. So
yeah, so you don't have to buy anything. You don't even have to pay shipping. Just put hashtag Geek Chat in, and it could be yours.
Yes.
Yours.
Please do that. Kyle, if you're up there in the booth, could you please let the folks know what else is coming out on the experience for the upcoming week or the rest of the week? So let us all know, what can we see on the experience?
I don't know.
No.
Mel and Mog are up next. They're doing a holiday art jam.
Cool.
And then tomorrow at 1 o'clock Eastern, then subtract 3 hours from that, and you get whatever time it is over there on the other side of the country.
10 a.m.
Yeah, that one. Matthias and I will be doing the FOC show, and I think he just emailed me who the guest is. So this could be breaking news. Hold, please.
Breaking news.
Dan Crary from Ignition Press will be joining us, which is
Awesome.
great. That means I won't have to talk very much, and nobody wants me to talk, so that's a win. And then Nick is showing hold on. There was an article on comiccon.com today about a piece that Nick has in his art show on Friday.
Oh, wow.
Cool.
It is the Gorilla cover. There's a cover of Con Gorilla #2 by Brian Boland.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
From DC. It's, oh my gosh, it's a giant Gorilla Grodd cover, basically.
Wow.
That he will be selling on his art show tomorrow. Then Nancy will be here tomorrow night, 9 o'clock Eastern, Friday Night Live, Comics Unlimited. And then on Sunday, I'm supposed to do a show, but I think I'm going to not.
Oh, you're gonna rest up.
Because, I've done 9 shows in 2.5 weeks. And
Wow.
again, nobody wants me to talk anymore. They're all tired of it. So I'm going to give everybody a Christmas gift early and not do a show.
Rest up, sir.
Only because I will be working very hard on Tuesday's Comic Industry Insiders.
Oh, good.
Which could potentially be a great big show for us, featuring really, really important names in the industry about news that hasn't even broken yet. So, I don't actually know what's happening because I'm pretty focused on that.
Cool. Well, we look forward to it, and as always, there's something always going on at the experience. You can check it out every day.
Can I give you guys? I'll give you guys an exclusive.
What's up?
January 31st and February 1st.
Okay.
2026, the 5th anniversary of the EXP.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
We will be celebrating that weekend.
Cool.
So what that looks like, I don't know yet. But we're going to be doing it because it's on my calendar now and it won't move.
Yeah. So please stay tuned for that. And yeah.
Next.
Okay. So great. So Jabroni Chief, yes, the books are tariff free. So yes, you're literally getting free books. Like, I don't know if it was free for them, but it's free for you. So, and we're gonna pass those savings on to you. Yes, you. So all right. What is the first book we're doing, Kyle? Not that one. We already did that one. Oh, it's the
Infernal Hulk.
Oh, this was a weird one for me.
So the writer was Philip Kennedy Johnson. The artist is Nick Klein. The color artist is Matthew Wilson. And the letterer is VC's Corey Pettit. And that cover was done by Nick Klein. And there were, of course, some variants. This is the brand new #1 because why? Marvel loves its #1s. So it is just a continuation of the last Hulk that came out. Just like everything else is a continuation, but Marvel loves the #1 money. So we get this.
It's a big Hulk.
And therefore we review this.
This is a big Hulk.
It's a big Hulk. All I know is what they tell us in the very beginning, in that he's one of the most terrifying threats that's ever faced. Okay, so yeah. The Age of Monsters is coming, which, Haven't we been in the Age of Monsters before?
We're currently in the Age of Monsters. So first and foremost, this is a horror title.
Yes, it is. It's a body horror title.
And it's a body horror title. I was not expecting that when I was reading it. So body horror and me, we usually don't get along. So I was not expecting that. Having said that, I think the artist excelled at this and what he was doing. And the fact that it wasn't like your super graphic body horror.
Right.
But it was kind of bordering on that, where you have like, you know, eyeballs everywhere and like tentacles and all this other stuff. As the Hulk, Bruce Banner has been stripped of the Hulk, and the Hulk has been possessed by a demon who is bringing this living city to life. And we get to see the Hulk use his brutality and maim people and then resurrect them as monstrosities. I was not expecting this to be in the Hulk book. I think some of these ever since we got Immortal Hulk, I think the writers have been using the Hulk as an experimenting ground for their more experimental ideas. And I think this just is keeping in line with that. And I think that this is one of the more, I don't want to say experimental. It's one of the more out there comics. And I think the reason why is because what more can you do with someone who is super strong except turn it on its ear and make it weird or change it up and put different things in it. And this is just another version of it. If you want something that is completely different than any of your bog standard Marvel comics, you're looking at it right here. And you're looking at it right here. In some of the panels, the art is just glorious in its grotesqueness. And in other areas, when this artist has to be plain and draw regular people, it's a little weird. So that's the thing. It's funny. It's like when you have an artist that kind of specializes or can really make their grotesque look fantastic and magical and interesting. When they have to do the mundane, it doesn't carry the same weight. And you can definitely see that because there's a couple of pictures where there's a newscast and you get to see various different heroes, and some of the stuff that you're seeing just looks out of place compared to this. If you have been watching us, if you watched this for a while, we did it was the Bring On the Bad Guys, and there was the Abomination, in which they had to fight a bone demon type of situation, creature that the Abomination had to fight, blah blah blah, this and that. This artist would have been perfect for that book because of his ability to capture that grotesqueness. And it's one of those things where you have an artist that is perfect for the material. This is that artist. And again, if you want something that is different, this is your book. Check it out. It's not my book of the week because I don't know. I don't know. Again, it's not like, it's not like Videodrome or the Cronenberg type body horror. It's something like that. But it's there, sort of like the kind of Cthulhu mythos with a lot of eyeballs, a lot of maws, a lot of tentacles. But I don't know. This was a very interesting read for me. I don't know. The Hulk has been, ever since, like I said, the Immortal Hulk. Every one of them has been different in a way that has been trying to push the boundaries of what the Hulk could be, and this is on that same track. So if you've been a fan of all of that since then, you're eating good. That's all I have to say.
So I actually loved Immortal Hulk. I loved that series. I thought it was like it brought something new.
But isn't that? Aren't you? But don't you feel that like this is they're really trying something different with the Hulk in a lot of these series?
Yes, it is, and like you said, it's not experimental. It's a new direction for this character.
Yeah,
and I was not expecting what I read at all.
Yeah,
the Hulk smashing in his his signature hand clap move.
Oh god, and they showed that guy's head explode.
And
my god!
They show the head explode.
Ooh, I was not expecting that.
Yes, there's a lot of things here.
And the barbed wire,
the guy with
wire.
Yes, Nick Klein. I have to agree with you because the first couple pages when you open the book, it is about two regular, normal human men. And I was like, oh, this art's a little okay. The art's kind of off, but it's very doable. And then as soon as you get into the story of the now and the dark saturated colors and the suspense, it treated it like a movie in the fact that the buildup between the characters that are named, but really they don't need a name because what happens, you feel that horror monster, that Godzilla, that creature coming in feeling in this book. The Hulk lands and the army is around them, and the army is like, Dr. Banner, stand down. And he's like, there's no Banner here. And then the carnage starts. And I'm reading it and I'm going, oh my.
The rippling bullets in the skin.
Yes, I was going to bring that up. Thank you. The detail that Nick Klein uses in the panels of this book are incredible. Like the little things. The art, yes, it I don't want to say it nails the story. It fits it. Like you said, there are some books, the artist on this Infernal Hulk would not work well on Avengers, and kind of see it when he drew the Avengers because the vision looks a little wonky. And why in the world would Spider-Man and Captain America be hanging out on a couch that's falling apart? Like they're just like, I get it, it's supposed to be cute, but I never believe Steve and Peter hang out.
And then he's on his back watching upside down.
Yeah,
he's like a kid. I was like,
yeah, no. But otherwise, this was a great book. It was unexpected, very unexpected.
Definitely try it. Definitely try it. What happened? You lost something? Oh, you can't hear anything. All right.
My earbud fell and it rolled under the chair, and I'm like, I'm not going through all that crap.
We'll hear you now. All right, what's up next?
Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Number 1. Hey, look, we just had a Doctor Strange series, but he's going to be with Angela now. So let's give him a new number 1.
He's in Asgard now. He's trapped in Asgard.
Well, he was in Asgard before.
Yeah, but now he's trapped here. He can't leave.
Oh, so that's why we gave him a new number 1. Okay.
Yeah, it's a new direction.
So the writer was Derek Landy. The artist is Ivan Fiorelli. The color artist is Dono Sanchez Almara. And the VC's Corey Pettit did the lettering. And that cover, which, wow, was done by Alex Horley. Why couldn't Alex Horley pencil the inside of this book?
Yeah. So this was the book that I had a problem with. And I don't know if it was the artist. I don't know if it was the writer.
Yes.
I had a problem with this book because in some
it was terrible.
Well, in some places the art was pretty good. And then other places the art was not very good. Like the eyes were way too big. They tried to make Doctor Strange look older by having like white streaks here, but he looked young. And I think that was the problem. And like the writing, how it was written, I don't know. It just, the whole, short and sweet, the whole book felt disposable, and I didn't like that. I felt like the villain was disposable, Angela was disposable. Everything that happened in this book was disposable. The conflict and everything that was put in front of Doctor Strange just felt it just it had no life. Like nothing in this book had life, and it felt like this was the quintessential, like, okay, Marvel saying Doctor Strange is an Avenger, he's in the movies, we got to keep him front and center, and this is what we're doing. It really felt like a by the numbers sort of thing that they needed to push out, and I hate to see when people do this to Doctor Strange, to any comic really. It just, like, everything about it just felt disposable. I don't it was sad. I think this was the worst take of Doctor Strange. It really, seriously, it really did not feel it wasn't interesting. I felt bad. And it's sad because this was a full comic. And that Batman Deadpool thing, that was like what, 8 pages, 6 pages, and it had more life in those pages than this whole book had. And it's sad. And it's sad. This was the worst book that I read.
So Steve says Alex Hurley has done interior. He doesn't think he's done artwork in a long time, perhaps 20 years. I did not know. I just know that that's a gorgeous cover. And then you open it up and the interior art, I like the whole thing with Doctor Strange. Have you noticed that if you are one of the founding Avengers, your book is not your book anymore? Because except for Captain America, I have not read the new Captain America stuff. He's still Steve Rogers, Captain America on Earth fighting.
Mm-hmm.
They got rid of Doctor Strange. They put him on Asgard. So our friend Don has this funny theory. When Marvel doesn't know what to do with a character, they send him into space, because half the characters have been in space because they don't know what to do with them on Earth. And that's kind of the story of Omega Kids from Revelation. That would be a great story outside of Revelation.
Yeah.
But it's still happening within this event. Why is Doctor Strange, like, why did you send him, instead of coming up with some new ideas on Earth, going back to the well? He's got 30, 40, 50 years of villains that you ignore. What happened to Strange Academy? Like, why is he on Asgard? Angela's one of the things that really bugged me was when they meet and he says, Angela, you are, and she says, imposing, I am aware. Yet the whole panel is, the art is so weak, she's not imposing. If you're gonna say this character is imposing, the art should reflect what is there, and it wasn't. And that's on page like 4. And I already was like, what is up with this art? The art was inconsistent, too cartoony. I really just don't. I did not. I felt like you. I felt bad for this book.
Yeah. And him being on Asgard, really wasn't really fine. Like, I'm fine with them going into space. I'm fine with them going to do something else, but I'm fine them doing other things. It's just this book felt directionless, and it's like, yeah, if you're gonna put him in Asgard, you're gonna keep him there for a while. At least have a plan that is gonna go for a little while. And it really feels like this. The reason why I feel it's like this is because they needed a new number 1, and they felt, hey, we can put a new number 1 in this. We can get about 6 issues. We can trade it, and then we can do something else with it. And yeah. I hate that because this Doctor Strange was disposable. It didn't carry any weight, and it was boring.
I also didn't really know the whole thing of why. I didn't know he was responsible for Thor's death.
That was in the last one.
Yeah, I just didn't know.
Yeah.
And I'm reading Mortal Hulk, or Mortal Thor. But again, Thor isn't even Thor in his own book. We're almost at a stage right now for Marvel Comics where they want to be something else so bad that they don't want to stick to what these characters are known for, or where it's weird because it works with the Hulk, because like you said, how many more things can a strong man do? But this direction is at least kind of exciting, and it looks really cool. This book, no. So we're not gonna be able to review our next book, and I'm kind of glad. The next book you can show it. I just want to give a couple little things about this. So Wiccan, The Witch's Road. It was written by Wyatt Kennedy, artist Andy Pereira, color artist is Brian Valenza, letter is VC's Ariana Marr, and Lucas Werna did the cover for that. I was very disappointed in this book. I know that they only did this book because Wiccan has a huge fan base, but also because you will be able to put this out in a trade for when whatever the Vision Quest, I think that's what it's called, comes out on Disney Plus. So Marvel will be able to have a Wiccan book to sell as a graphic novel trade when that comes out. That, unfortunately, is the only reason I feel this book exists. And it comes right after the Imperial War, where, Teddy is not the king anymore. The book, the art was very off, but I was very disappointed. We gotta go though, so let's do this giveaway.
I like seeing Baba Yaga. All righty, everybody. Hit it. Let's go. So this is for the X-Men of Apocalypse. Let's see who's gonna win. Leonard.
Congratulations. Be sure to read it as well.
All righty. So Leonard won that one. Congratulations. You'll be getting that in the mail. All right. Let's do it again. Leonard, you can't win the next one. Sorry, buddy. Next one is
Space Case Collectibles. Congratulations to everyone. Thank you, everyone, for showing up tonight.
Yes. And remember, fill out that information that Kyle's going to put into the chat. And stay tuned for Mog and Mel. They are next. Want to say thank you so much to all of you. We really appreciate you for being here, and to say you like us. You really, really like us. And on that, we're gonna say goodbye. That way we can let producer Kyle go to the bathroom before he does Mog and Mel. So we'll see you next week, everybody. Bye,
everyone.